And I just want to talk to my procrastinators, all right? I want to talk to those of you in September, and you know we're close to finishing your goals. You know we're close to making your dreams become a reality. You're still talking about it, or you've been doing it, but you haven't given it 120%. Like you don't want it as bad as you want to breathe. So I want to talk to y'all because I do want you to know, even though we be talking to that other group, I do want you to know this, that it's not too late. So a couple things I want to share with you. Number one, you better catch this. Number one, okay, and I laugh when I read some of the comments. Like, people making comments on my comment. All right, that's not what this is about. Dedicate this. We're gonna slow down for a minute. My girl Moni told me, ET, you like a locomotive, you like a train, like you moving it, you don't stop for people to jump on, right? You like in warp speed. So I'm gonna slow down today. And I just want to talk to my procrastinators, all right? I want to talk to those of you in September, and you know we're close to finishing your goals. You know we're close to making your dreams become a reality. You're still talking about it, or you've been doing it, but you haven't given it 120%. Like you don't want it as bad as you want to breathe. So I want to talk to y'all, because I do want you to know, even though we be talking to that other group, I do want you to know this, that it's not too late. So a couple things I want to share with you. Number one, you better catch this. Number one. Woo! Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's feeling good, vibrating high. Cedric, Johnny, dreamers in the building. Had an amazing start to the AM so far. Got in the morning rituals. Had an amazing training with Shane and Talina, giving the Monday momentum sauce. Lovely. It's good to see you. So honestly, this day has been amazing. Getting in the kickstart to the week. Fresh start, blank page, blank canvas to go ahead and rewrite the story. And this goes directly into what we're going to be talking about getting into today is most individuals, they wake up on a Monday and it's almost like it's the end of the world, right? How many do we know dislike waking up today? Well, I want to go ahead and shift the narrative to go ahead and allow us to see things in a different light. So today's topic is going to be TGIM, procrastination kills, because most individuals are not taking advantage of Monday through Friday and living for the weekend. They say that's why most live weak, because they're living for those last 3 days for the weekend. So let's go ahead and get into it for today, fam. Let me know a little bit of gratitude down below, and let's kick today off on a amazing note. So here we go. TGIM, procrastination kills. This is a good one. So many I feel are gonna need this message. Here we go, IG. I hope you're ready for today. Taking the leash off. Good morning, fam. It's good to see you. Hope everybody's vibrating high, feeling good. IG fam. Good morning. TGIM, procrastination kills, is going to be the topic for today. And what are we grateful for? Down below, Shane and Talina kicked it off an amazing call this morning. So grateful for you, fam. Thankful to be alive. So grateful for God. Thankful to be getting into these morning rituals still. We're coming up, just like Shane, on day 700. Congratulations, my brother. Thank you for leading the way. Opening doors is truly inspiring to see. My man, Chris Cat, in the building. Talk about an absolute monster. Definitely knows about Monday momentum, kicking things off into gear. Grateful for each and every one. Grateful for the opportunity to be alive. Day 20 inside of the day 30 phase. We have greatness flowing to and through us. You better believe it. A lot is here, a lot of abundance, ready to go ahead and grab it all. So let's get into today. Here we go. Procrastination kills, right? Getting into TGIM. Heard a pretty interesting stat this morning. And it was this. 87% of people, right, within the first 2 minutes, think about this, and just think about yourself, even me. I used to be this person. 87% of people within the first 2 minutes of waking up and opening their eyes go out and check their phone. And they check their phone to social media, to the negativity, to the messages, what's going on in the world. And there's a reason why so many end up flowing into the old self, right? Into the lack of self-esteem, the lack of belief, into all the problems that many have been sitting in. And he said something that's so powerful too. There's a reason why we actually have two sides of the day, right?
We have our morning rituals, right? What we're diving into immediately once we get up. And then we also have the flip side of the page. We also have night rituals too. And the reason why we do those is because what we fall asleep thinking, what we fall asleep absorbing and really feeling emotional about, well, that actually transmutes into the morning. Took me years to figure this out, but this is part of the 1% hacks that most individuals, they don't teach. They don't really talk about. So when it comes to really getting into a higher frequency, tapping into the highest version of ourselves, these are things that is crucial to allowing ourselves to go ahead and actually be able to take action, but being in the right state. You see, I hear people all the time, I feel like I've been doing the work, I've been doing the action, but just like I know, we can be doing things, but Waddles D. Waddles said this. It's not about doing certain things. It's about being able to do things in a certain way. And this gets directly into what I'm going to talk about for this morning. I don't know if you guys know about the brain, if you guys have ever done a little bit of research, but I remember my time in college. I had a couple of sessions, a couple of students, my friends were medical majors, so I learned a thing or two about the brain, and also getting out too, right? One of our mentors, he's actually a brain specialist. He's a neuro encoding specialist. So he's really studied this thing inside and out. And today I want to break down one piece of the brain that's actually very interesting, and it plays a major role in our day-to-day. So here it is. You guys can go do your research after we get off, okay? It's called the limbic part, right? We all have what's called our limbic system, the limbic part of our brain, and each part of our brain has a specific role. Just like in sports, all of these different players, they bring strengths together to really create a team. Well, our brain is just like that. We have different players with different strengths all throughout to allow us to have such a miraculous piece of equipment. In the limbic part of the brain, right, we have our hippocampus, we have our thalamus, hypothalamus, right, and the limbic. The limbic part of the brain is responsible for the emotions that we feel. So every day you hear a lot of us talk about it. The secret is what? Drop it down below. The secret is what? Is the feeling. So if the secret is the feeling, and the limbic part controls our emotion and controls our feeling part of the brain, well, it would make sense to start becoming aware of our limbic system, of how it works, how it is that we're thinking, how we're internalizing our thoughts, how we're transmuting them, because this is everything. This goes to Joe Dispenza. Now let me give it to you in English terms so you guys can actually comprehend it, right? Joe Dispenza says this. He says our personality, the way that we think, the way that we interpret things, which ends up creating what's called a paradigm, creates our personal reality. Now let's let it flow. Our personality creates our personality, our personal reality. So our personality is built upon those things, our values, our habits, the way we think, the way we process, the way we transmit our thoughts. All of this has everything to do with the outside, the physical world. So when you hear people say, well, it feels like I've been changing everything outside, that's because a lot of things might have changed externally, but how many things have actually changed internally? And this was one of my biggest wake-up calls getting out of college. I've realized I was transmuting the wrong way. Everything that I was thinking about, I was making this a negative connotation. Why is life happening to me? Why does it seem like I have all this noise in my life? That was the perspective that I chose. That was the emotion that I decided that I was going to live in for a period of time until I said enough is enough. I want to go ahead and take advantage of these 6 inches. I don't want it to take advantage of me. And the first thing that I started studying was the monks, because I started to think about it like, who's mastered the mind more than a monk? And one of the biggest things, one of the greatest things I learned from studying the monks is this gets directly into how now you're like, D, well, how do I take advantage? How do I start controlling my limbic system and let it control me? Well, here's your tactical piece for the day. Meditation. Meditation. For the longest time, this was a weakness for me. I'm even till today, it's still tough for me to literally sit still, locked in on a laptop for hours. I need to move, right? Drop a 3 down below if you guys have a tough time sitting still. If you guys like to move out and about, if you like to go in nature, you like to work out, you like to get some motion. Well, let me give you a secret. Motion creates emotion. Tony Robbins said that. Motion creates emotion. So there's three things to really start changing our limbic system, right? Start feeling different, start getting back into that feeling, right? Start embodying that self that we know is deep inside. Haven't meditated a while, need to. Ready? Here's why. Three things. Ready? Tony Robbins talks about three things to literally get ourselves back into that frequency, back into that mode, to start changing our limbic system, the way that we feel. Number one is going to be our psychology, how we move. Are we sitting still in one spot all day? Inside of an office, inside of a chair, inside of a box? Are we taking some time to go and ground, to go and get out in the sun and sunbathe, to go get out in nature, to get a workout in, to go take a walk by the flowers, maybe the dog park, whatever it is? Let me know. What do you guys like to do? Is it a nature walk? Is it going by the beach? Is it by the water? How do you guys like to move? What are some of your moving rituals that you guys take time to recharge for yourself? I saw a lot of you guys going to the beach. I love it. That's one of the greatest vibrations and energies that anybody can get around. The water. It's a very spiritual spot. A lot of energy there. Sit-ups every way possible. You know, I know Shane's got a sauna inside of Physical Garage. If you guys want the link, we'll go ahead and drop it for you. But this is all different ways to literally change and move our psychology. I'm doing that every day too. Working out, I'm hitting the sauna, hitting the hot tub when I can, right? This is huge. Love the beach, swimming, yes, okay? That's psychology. Number two is, what is our focus? What is the focus that we're thinking about during the day? What is the focus that we're thinking about waking up? What is the focus that we're thinking about going to sleep? I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the 3-6-9 method, but the 3-6-9 method is simply writing our goals or writing our vision or writing clarity 3 times a day. In the morning, in the middle of the day, and at nighttime. Just a tactical way that I've heard that some like to do it, to just really keep focused. You know, for others, I have an alarm. I have an alarm that goes off every single hour of the day. It's literally a gratitude alarm. It's a rampage of appreciation to remind myself to stay focused, to not lean into the negativity, not lean into the problems that we see everywhere. There's enough. They're everywhere. We don't need to focus on them. It's not hard to be able to see them, but it does take focus to be able to stay in line with our goals, to stay disciplined, to be able to continuously do this with repetitive emotions, right? This is huge. Not every day is going to be easy. Not every day is going to be sunny. Some days are going to be tougher than others, but this is what shapes us, okay? That's the focus. How do we take a loss? How do we take things not going our way? Do we sit and complain about it? Or do we know there's always a solution? In every problem, there's a seed of opportunity. So what's the focus? How do we look at things, right? Last but not least is going to be the language. What is the language that we speak? 3 of the most powerful things that you and I can really start to take advantage of is what it is that we see, what it is that we hear, and what it is that we speak, right? The power in every single one of us comes from the words that we speak. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, right? It's written down in the Bible. There's a reason why. So when I get around anybody, I'm telling you right now, and when you start to realize this, you start to see how powerful this is. I can go listen to anybody's conversation, whether we're at the mall, we're at the gym, we're going outside, and I can pick up their frequency in a matter of literally 3 sentences just by listening to the words that they speak. Because remember this, whatever people are speaking, they're thinking on a 10 times deeper level. Remember that. So if people are speaking lack, I already know what type of vibration is literally going from their head to their toes inside internally. Sean said something so magical this morning. There was somebody on the call. She's like, I feel like I've been doing the work. I've been at it for weeks. I've been journaling. I've been doing my gratitude. I've been showing up. I've been in the chats. She's like, I don't know why, why things aren't manifesting yet. Why I'm not seeing all these amazing things just happen yet. Drop a 5 down below if you guys feel like you've been there. You feel like you've been consistent for a couple days, a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months, and you just might not have seen it manifest yet. Well, here's what he said. He said, we all have years, decades, some of us centuries of trauma, generational curses that we are literally breaking. We are the ones that it's literally stopping at on a dime. So to think that we're all just going to be able to just start jumping on things and things just manifestly start just poofing, this is why it's difficult. This is why it's literally the road less traveled, because we're taking off a lot of baggage that's been sitting there, not just for days, not for weeks, but it's been sitting on us for centuries. So it's crucial to know this. So it just gave me a lot of perspective. You know, if my family, I don't know about you guys, but I'm Jewish. Some of my families went through the Holocaust. Can't even fathom how freaking difficult that could have been. That must have been. Some of my grandparents, you know, I've heard little bits of stories before they passed, but I never really got to hear it, you know, from them actually sitting and talking to me. I was young. So he always says everything is relative. If we think we have crazy problems today, imagine what our ancestors were going through years ago. And it puts everything into perspective, back to emotions, right? It gives a lot of gratitude. Back to the secret. How do we change our limbic system? Gratitude. Gratitude. There's a reason why. Fam, I'm telling you, it is 1000% intentional why you see some of us documenting every single freaking day inside of the chat. And this is why, right? Day impact 1 billion, day 671 days, writing down the gratitude, writing down the vision, writing down the feeling, because we've started to realize where what we think about grows. Where focus goes, energy flows. So if we can focus on the goals, focus on the vision, focus on what it is that we desire, the universe doesn't notice this. And this is something I learned as well. Anytime that we say don't, I don't care who you believe in, God, the universe, guess what? They don't hear don't. I'll prove it to you. Don't think about a pink elephant. Don't think about a pink giraffe. You still think about it, right? Well, the universe is the same exact way. And I was doing this living out of my car. I don't want anything bad to happen to me. I don't want to keep experiencing all this negative hardships. Guess what? More kept raining down inside of my life because I didn't realize the words that I was speaking. I wasn't focused on what I wanted. I wasn't focused on what I desired. I was so fearful about the what ifs. I was so worried about what else could happen. I manifested more of that inside of my life. And this taught me it doesn't matter if we're living in a trailer, if we're living in our car, if we're working 2 jobs, if we're having a really tough time right now, we get to decide. Just like Sadhguru says, to either choose joy or choose misery. And that decision is going to directly correlate to our limbic system, how it is that we feel. And how we feel goes back to the secret. So if we can live in gratitude, it's one of the greatest things that any of us can ever do. So fam, that is my training for today, to go ahead and get back into the feeling, some tactical things to get the limbic system running and rolling and grease up the way it's supposed to run. Physiology, focus, language, and meaning. So fam, with that being said, if you got a little bit of value today, if you're ready to go ahead and step into that greatness, go ahead and smash that like button, drop some 5s down below for yourself, and know this: you are valued, you do matter, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. This is just the beginning. There's an old Irish saying that says, make the best of today's, make the worst of our tomorrows. Talk about quantum leaps, huh? What happens when all those things that we say, man, you won't believe what happened. My mentor says, what happens when that becomes the new normal? Everything starts to shift. So fam, I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. I love you, fam. Let's go out and turn these dreams into reality. Monday momentum. See you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Dream team. Let's get to work. It's game time.